Today on Spooky, Scary Documentaries, I'm coming to you live from the town of Centralia, Pennsylvania. In this town, nearly 60 years ago, on May 27th, 1962, a coal vein fire took root in this fine town. What once was a prosperous town of nearly 1,000 people is now reduced to 5 in what has become a ghost town. But how did this happen? Well, fine viewers, that is the story for today. The story of how coal vein fires could potentially destroy an entire town as it did here. Now first I have to tell you, how exactly does this spooky phenomenon take hold? Well, I'll tell you, dear viewer, a coal vein fire takes hold when a yet undiscovered or unknown coal vein in the ground is lit aflame. In the case of Centralia, Pennsylvania, that vein was located in an abandoned strip mine which was being used as a landfill. The local fire department, under the orders of the local town council, was given the instructions to do a controlled burn to get rid of waste. This was done many a time in this town, but this time they didn't know that in this specific landfill, there was a specific coal vein that they didn't know about, one that was not properly sealed off. What ended up happening was that it was lit aflame, and after a few days, the fire did not stop in the landfill. Unfortunately, this flame spread despite the efforts of the local city council. It could not be stopped. Carbon monoxide leaks from the ground during a coal vein fire. This makes the local houses and buildings completely uninhabitable. It's quite an unfortunate situation, and one perfectly suiting for this documentary series about creepy, spooky events. Come with me, and I'll describe a little bit more. Now, besides carbon monoxide seeping up in the ground, making this area uninhabitable, the coal mine fire, which in this case lasted for 60 years, as many coal vein fires do last, it can create sinkholes that plunge unsuspecting travelers into the ground below, into areas in which coal once existed but has now burned. Now, I know you're wondering, how can we stop this from happening in the future? Well, my dear viewer, I'm glad you asked, because there are, in fact, countermeasures. Local city officials and city councils, funded from state and federal funds, can in fact fight these fires with local fire departments up to a certain point. But it all starts in prevention, where in this case the Pennsylvania Bureau of Mine Safety, a part of the Department of Environmental Protection of Pennsylvania, inspects local mines to make sure there are no longer any coal veins exposed to elements that could cause a fire, preventing this from starting again in another town. Hopefully this does not happen again. I'm glad you've watched Spooky Scary